Welcome to the final then. It's the Senior X30 category now about to take to the circuit. And as you can see, we've got the drivers lined up ready to go and a lot of fresh set of tyres on the front couple of rows. But question marks over a couple of them. I'm seeing some of the tyres just at the back of the shot. We've got some slightly worn. Looks like they've only done a lap or so. But then one of them right in the back, Jules Caranta, used his tyres quite a lot in the final or the superheat. You, though, Gabriel Stilp, starting on the front row. Fresh set of boots. Are you ready for this one?
Yeah, hopefully can win if I can, but so it's a one-off race, so I'll go for it.
You sound very excited.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's what we like to hear. Best of luck, Gabriel Stilp. We'll get a smile out of you one day, I'm sure. For Victory Lane, Riccardo Sorelli here. Riccardo, again, brilliant weekend for yourself and starting on the inside row on pole. What do you think you can do from here?
Yeah, I'm really happy because it's my first race in senior and start here in first position. But the race is now and until here it's good. Has been a good weekend, but now it's the race, so we will see what's happening.
Well, let's see what happens. Best of luck there to Riccardo Sorelli. Again, we're going to take a short break. We're going to be back in a moment with all the action here from Campillos for the Senior X30 final. Don't go anywhere.
With the seniors having two grids, we had to wait some time to see who was going to qualify for the pole position for the final. Superheat Group A saw Riccardo Sorelli on top, with the Italian once again starting the day on a highlight. We then saw two drivers from the back of the grid, with Francesco Costa finishing P2 and Petra Babičková taking P3 after not taking part in Saturday's heats. Jules Caranta took the win in Group B after gaining 13 positions, with Gabriel Stilp taking a close second place, with Ruben Moya rounding out the top three. With that then, the top two rows for the final starts with Riccardo Sorelli on pole position, with Gabriel Stilp lining up alongside. Ruben Moya will start on P3, with Elio Gonzalez rounding out the top four.
Final race of the weekend, Senior X30, about to get underway here at Kart Center Campillos for the 2022 Miami iGames. There you can see the drivers getting seated. In around a few seconds or so, they will fire up the engines and get going. And again, this has been an incredibly close and competitive grid of drivers. But Riccardo Sorelli, who starts on that front row, is going to be one to watch out for. Ruben Moya as well, just behind in P3. He has had some fantastic race starts through the qualifying heats yesterday. Let's see if he can replicate that going into this one. You can just see him there on the second row, the left-hand side of your screen, in the yellow race suit. The driver just behind him, Andy Rattel, last year's junior Miami iGames winner. Now in seniors this year and looking to see what he can do again. He has had some fantastic starts and let's see if he can maintain that. We were talking about tyres as well earlier on in that little grid walk area. You can say that Babičková, Eliška and Teresa, both who are starting on row 3 and row 4 behind each other, both on a slightly worn tyre. It doesn't look like it's been fully used, but it's definitely done something. And of course, Jules Caranta, who's starting a little further back in P17, he has some very used tyres on that kart, so I suggest he used his new set for the superheat, which he won, of course. So Caranta, again, another one to keep an eye on. But has he used those tyres a little too much? Here we go then. Engines fire up and we get going for the final race this year. Senior X30, 18 laps of racing is ahead of us here. Here's how they're going to line up then. It's a completely packed grid, 36 drivers, and Riccardo Sorelli and Gabriel Stilp will go from row 1. Ruben Moya and Elio Gonzalez go from row 2. Andy Rattel and Eliška Babičková go from row 3. Matteo Giaccardi and Teresa Babičková go from row 4, with Daniel Britz and Johanna Luja rounding out the top 10 on row 5. Calai Atkins and Pacum Weisenberger, they go from row 6, with Paul Rivaro and Lewis Bird rounding out row 7. Maura Erbelts and Jonna Loop, they'll take row 8 from Jules Caranta and Eduardo Espinosa going from row 9. Yossi Nicolas and Alejandro Martinez ran out the top 20 on row 10. Miguel Silva and Lazare Letago, the French driver, start from row 11. Francesco Costa and Mark Piccolo go from row 12, with Santiago Ribeiro and Peter Stiller go from row 13. Arno Malaysia and Federico Scalvini, they round out the top 14 rows, with Henrik Cruz and Adrian Martinez running out the top 30 on row 15. Martin Romeo and Charles Lambert go from row 16. Alberto Hurtado, who had the incident earlier on that caused the red flag, he's okay, he's back out there, which is good to see. He starts alongside Kevin Rabin in the 232 in 17th row. Lucas Vieira and Ben Doughty round out the entire grid on row 18, 36 karts. About to go racing. So, drivers primed and ready. Now, Alberto Hurtado isn't back on track, and I thought we saw him out there, so, but I have been told he is okay, which is good to hear. So, race about to get underway again. This is a busy, busy grid. Lots of action is about to happen in this one. And again, we've got two drivers who are starting relatively close at the front, who can dominate the start of the race. They've had rapid starts throughout, and of course we're talking about Ruben Moya and Andy Rattel. They have got the start of these races absolutely nailed, but can they maintain that across 18 laps around Centro Campios? For the final time this weekend, we are about to go racing. The Italian, Riccardo Sorelli. The Briton, Gabriel Stilp, starting side by side. Who's going to get the better run off the line? You've got Moya behind. You've got Elio Gonzalez also on that second row. Into the tram lines. Lights, go. Not out. It's a false start. They go round again. So again, while we wait for the drivers to head back, we remind ourselves of the qualifying heats. Of course, Riccardo Sorelli, 3 heat wins and a third in his second heat. Again, very dominant performance. Gabriel Stilp, a second, a fourth, another second, and a race win in his 4 heats. Daniel Britz had a disaster in his super final, of course, with the mechanical issue. Hopefully the team have got that sorted. That did, of course, mean he was starting a little further down the order for this one, which was a huge shame. He does start on the 5th row of the grid in P9, the orange liveried CRG 223, the Spanish outfit for the CRG team. Keep a close eye on him because he was very quick in those early stages before the kart stopped. Not sure what the issue was, but obviously he's back out there, so all is well and he's back sorted. So once again, we've not had many false starts all the way through this weekend, and 2 in the finals just shows maybe the nerves getting to the drivers. Maybe they just want to, I don't know, maybe get that cheeky extra lap to bed the tyres in a little bit more. But now, once again, we get going. Sorelli for Victory Lane. Gabriel Stilp for Croc Promotions. Back into the tram lines. Once again, lights go out. Here we go. Great start from the second row as they all screech in towards turn 1. And there goes Ruben Moya in towards second place. He's managed to get that good start as he goes through. But Riccardo Sorelli holds on to the race lead as Stilp goes down into P3. Gonzalez still there as well in P4. Rattel back down into P6. Didn't manage to get too much of a good start there this time around, but crucially he has maintained it. There's Calai Atkins. You can see him there with the yellow helmet just in the back of shot as side by side Stilp dives down the inside of Ruben Moya. of, sorry, that's not Ruben Moya. Moya leads. It was down the inside of Riccardo Sorelli. So Sorelli now struggling here. Sorelli's all the way down in P4. He's not really been in that sort of situation yet this weekend as Stilp takes the lead. Gabriel Stilp for Croc Promotions leads the way at the end of lap 1 as they screech down in towards turn 16. Ruben Moya still there as Eliska Babichkova comes into play here, comes into the back of shot, wanting to get involved side by side further back. So it's Stilp who leads from Moya, Gonzalez, Sorelli, Rattel, Eliska Babichkova, then it's Giacardi. The top 8. And there, Riccardo Sorelli is under pressure here as Babichkova and Rattel scrap for position. Herbelt's also getting involved in this one. He's moving up the order. Packen Weisenberger there in 12th place. Atkins with a good start. He's up into 11th. But here, line astern, Gonzalez all over the back of Ruben Moya here for second place. And again, they've got to think here, what do they do? We've seen Stilp in one of the heats where he's got the fresher tyres and he's just driven off. Is he going to do that this time around as again Gonzalez just has a little look down the inside, and he does go down the inside through turn 17, not 16, and back across the start-finish straight. And I think there was a bit of an agreement there between Gonzalez and Moya saying, okay, let's work together, let's close that gap as the entire field whizzes past the commentary box here at Circuit Campillos. Up the hill they go. We're on lap 3, and again, all the drivers just streaking through side by side. Packen Weisenberger there as well involved. Aluja getting swamped by the pack. There's Calai Atkins, and there is Danny Britz. Danny Britz now up around the top 10. Jona Lup also involved there. So as they screech down the hill, you can see there Caranta in the Yana Racing outfit, yellow helmet, orange suit, struggling here on those slightly used tyres. Back here though, Moya, Ruben Moya is struggling with pace. All three of these guys were on the fresh slick tyres. So it's all down really to what they can do. Across the line they go. Stilp still leads now by 0.8 of a second from Gonzalez. Moya side by side. Calai Atkins down the inside. He's battling with Weisenberger as through goes Aluja. Rattel under pressure from Herbelts as Babichkova now fastest lap of the race. Eliska Babichkova 102.483. Currently in P4, and you can see there Sorelli in a dangerous spot here. He's had a brilliant weekend, but now it all seems to be going topsy-turvy for the Italian as he tries to latch on to the back of Eliska Babichkova. Tucking in goes Eliska and flying away here in P4. Keeping an eye on that gap. It's around 0.6 of a second to herself and Ruben Moya in P3. What is it as they cross the line this time? Still roughly the same. No time gained or lost. Rivaro still there as well. Rattel. There is Danny Britz. He's got the close company of Giacardi just behind him as Calai Atkins in the 224 comes through. Gets past Jona Lup. So Lup now down into P12. And Calai Atkins here is going up and down in this order. He's had a good day. He started the weekend at the front in the qualifying heats. He's not been back there since. But this driver has won races many times before. Back again through 14, down the hill. Atkins all over the back of Giacardi and gets past. Sends it down the inside through 16. Nicely timed, well calculated, gets it sorted. Back onto the start-finish straight they go. Rivaro, Paul Rivaro and Andy Rattel, line asterners again. Oh, Jules Caranta all over the back. of Weisenberger just ahead of him and almost collides into the back of him. And now 3 wide through the top section they go. So close. Bit of contact between the two of them. Lewis Bird in that battle. And Bird now on the outside line gets swamped by the field and drops to the back of this group. Teresa Babachkova leads this group of karts as they exit out, as Ruben Moya has closed the gap. Moya has closed the gap on Gonzalez, as Gabriel Stilp set the fastest lap of this race, 102.4. Gap now a second between the race leader and these two. So Stilp across the line. Gap now less than a second. Gonzalez closing it from Moya. Eliska Babachkova, Riccardo Sorelli, Paul Rivaro, Andy Rattel, Moira Belts, Danny Britz, Calai Atkins, Giaccardi, and again scrapping at the back of the field here as Eliska Babachkova sets the fastest lap. Up the hill they go. Once again, diving through the inside, chopping and changing. And again, just squeezing through, trying to find any sort of track position. There you can see, just in the back of that group as well, Josie Nicholas, Andrea Martinez, Rabins in there, Silva Costa as well, also in this group. As down the inside goes the 275 of Miguel Silva. Gets that job done through turns 12. And again, just slotting back into position. These drivers battling all the way through the field, making it so difficult. And how close do you want to get there to the back of another kart, the 240 of Adrian Martinez. Kevin Rabin all over the back of him as well. There's Josie Nicholas just coming through. Got the close company there of everyone trying to squeeze through. This is much further down the grid order, but still showing that there's some fierce racing there as side by side. Josie Nicholas under pressure. They're so far down, they're not even on my timing screen. 27th place for Josie Nicholas. He's got Martin Romeo. There, though, your current race leader, Gabriel Stilp. Now, question mark. The gap's come down. The gap has come down. It's 0.6 of a second is all off the track. The 257. That is Arnaud Malaysia, the Frenchman, and that kart going no further, and his weekend is over. Change there for third as Eliska Babachkova moves up into the top 3 spot. The gap now down to 0.6 of a second between Gonzalez and Stilp. Moya all over the back here of Babachkova, not managing to drop the driver just yet, as Danny Britz again, fastest lap of the race, 102.443. Driver currently in P9. There, Josie Nicholas. There is Danny Britz, and there the 255 of Moira Belts. It's got Calai Atkins now, who's latched on right behind Atkins, who really wants to get up the order a little bit more. Back in P10, making moves. There, the 218, Eliska Babachkova in P3. Oh, the gap between Stilp and Gonzalez, 0.4 of a second. It's heating up now between the two leaders. Stilp under pressure as they go through. The gap visibly much smaller now as they streak back up the hill. This time around, Stilp's not had the advantage of breaking away like he did earlier on in the week. And Gonzalez, who was also on a fresh set of tyres, is reeling Stilp in, inch by inch. Danny Britz again, fastest lap of the race, 102.412. He's gaining on Rattel, a little further behind, but eyes on this battle for the race lead. We're half race distance. Stilp has led for the majority of this race so far as he checks over the shoulder. That's a sign. Closing in under braking does Gonzalez. Gonzalez now in a prime opportunity to get Stilp. So Eloy Gonzalez for Spain through into turn 1. No position gain this time around, stays behind. Is he going to go for it into turn 5? Does he look to the inside? He does look to the inside. He sends it down the inside of Gabriel Stilp through turn 5 and gets the race lead. Stilp fights back, he dives to the inside, but can't quite get his nose across the front. So now he stays behind, he's in P2. Stilp now will have to fight back earlier rather than later, because he might lose grip with Gonzalez. Gonzalez now, who's absolutely flying. Can he break away from Stilp? Because Eliska Babičková is getting involved, and Eliska's got a question to ask herself now. Does she try to get past Stilp, or does she try and let Stilp get past Gonzalez? And judging by that view there, I think it might be the first of those two. Babičková now has to decide whether or not she is going to overtake Gabriel Stilp and try and catch Gonzalez herself, or work together with Stilp to try and close the gap. So far now it's 0.2 of a second, and Gonzalez is looking strong here. The Spaniard, who's had a pretty good weekend, now leading this final here in the Miami I Games. Through turn 8 they go at the top of the hill. And already Gabriel Stilp is losing touch with Eloy Gonzalez. Gonzalez now breaking away 0.3 of a second. Stilp is under pressure from Babičková. Babičková is going to go for the move here. But where is it going to be? Is it going to be in towards turn 16? Let's have a look. Down the hill they go, tucking it as much as she can. Pulls to the inside and goes down the inside. Does Eliska Babičková, moving in towards turn position 2. Gets that move done perfectly and now tucks in. The hunt is on. Moya still there in 4th place, has not managed to close up despite the battling that's going on here. Is still going to fight back sooner rather than later. No, again, is going to stay behind, and already Eliska Babičková is making moves here on Gonzalez. She is reeling him in as they go through. Is Eliska going to go for the race win here? This would be a huge result for Eliska Babičková. It's been a pretty okay weekend, struggled in the superheat, finished near the back of the grid. Fresh set of tyres on, slightly worn, and is looking much, much stronger in this race. Gonzalez, Babičková, Stilp, 1, 2, 3. Moya still there in 4th. Sorelli still there in P5. From Polvaro, who's still 7 places gained, is in P6. From Danny Britz, who's now up into P7. Keep an eye on Britz, because he's been looking quick with the fastest lap of the race. He's got a bit of clean air in front of him now, but eyes stay on this battle as Eliska Babičková absolutely nailed there through turns 5 and 6. Almost went for the move through the twisty section. This time around, absolutely line astern between the two of them. Down the infield straight they go. Gonzalez is tucked in as much as he can. He's giving everything that cart's got, but Eliska is giving it more. Out of 14, down the hill. Is she going to copy the move she just did on Gabriel Stilp? Is she close enough? No, not this time. Stays there in P2, but is lining up for a potential move maybe into turn 1, into the slipstream. Tucks in as much as possible. Stilp looks over the shoulder, sees that no one's there as Sorelli moves up now back into P4. Moya dropping down the order slightly in the latter half of this race. There goes the move. Eliska Babičková down the inside through turn 5. Gets that move done. Takes the lead of this race with only 4 laps to go. Down the hill they go. Gonzalez had a chance at winning this race. Now he's lost that one as Babičková now leads. But Gonzalez is going to fight back. Stilp is still there. Who's going to have the fresher tyres at the end of this race? Who's looked after their tyres the most? As defensive goes Babičková in towards turn 12. Gonzalez still there all over the back. Stilp now getting involved. He's back in this fight, but keep an eye on Riccardo Sorelli. You can see them behind. They're looking for a chance here to close up. If there is an opportunity to close that gap, they could possibly do it. Through turn 18. They start lap 15 and Eliska Babičková leads the way. Gonzalez still trying to find any means of getting past, and there goes Gabriel Stilp down the inside of Gonzalez. He smelled a gap, went for it, and that's now given Eliska Babičková a bit of breathing space. That could have won Babičková this race. Stilp now has to try and work back that gap. Did he pull back a little earlier on to save the tyres for this very scenario? Did Sorelli, did Moya do the same? Did they look after their tyres more in this race? Are they going to start coming back? Because there they are in the background. They're only about 0.7 of a second behind these two on your screen, currently in P2 and P3. And again, Gonzalez just looking to the inside there, thinking, could I go for the move? Stays behind, and instantly Stilp looks behind. Gonzalez just points forward and just says, go. Don't worry about me. I'm not going to go for the move. Because he's looked behind him and I can see Riccardo Sorelli and Ruben Moya closing in. Danny Britt still there. He's latched onto the back of them now. Polverado also there in P7 in the 253. Atkins in P9. Andy Britell in P9. Atkins in 8th, sorry. Moya Belts is there in the top 10. Aluja there in 11th. But eyes on now, this top 3. Only a couple of laps to go. It's been a thrilling race weekend for Senior X30. We have seen all 3 of these drivers in this top row. We've seen all 5 of the top 3 in this top section, as again, Danny Britt sets the fastest lap of the race, 102.412. Danny Britt is latched onto the back of Ruben Moya, and he's going for the move. There he is, down the inside. Danny Britt moves up into P5 and is on the chase here, but there's only a couple of laps to go. I don't think he's got enough in the tank, because there's a collision out of the final corner. 2 cuts off, yellow flags out. Both drivers okay, and both drivers continuing. There it is, the 233 just rejoining onto the circuit. It's Alejandro Martinez who went off with another driver, and he's pulled all sorts of debris out of the final corner. But green flags back out around the entire circuit, and eyes back on this top 3. Eliska Babičková, all on her own, looking strong. Down in towards turn 16, no pressure, what a lunge there from Stilp. He came from miles away. Didn't get the move done, but it was an outrageous move that he thought he was going to try. A last-ditch effort, maybe to try and catch Eliska, but Eliska celebrates across the line and wins the race. The graphics are not updating. Eliska Babičková wins the race. The checker flag has gone out, and Eliska Babičková wins Senior X30 across the line. Gabriel Stilp crosses to take P2, the last ditch attempt through turn 16. It was an incredible try, but wasn't to be, and Eliska Babičková, an absolutely fabulous result, started this race in P6, gaining 5 places to win Senior X30. The Czech driver absolutely ecstatic across the line. And after 18 laps of racing, the 218, Eliska Babičková wins Senior X30 in the 2022 Miami International Games. The classifications will come up, of course. Provisional, of course, until scrutineering is completed. But what a race that was, all the way to the end. We'll show you some of the clips from that race, but you can see there the drivers coming in. There's a look at the provisional race results. Eliska Babičková from 6th on the grid. We now move on to the Senior X30 podium, and again a brilliant race weekend, absolutely fraught with adventure and thrills. But we bring our top 3 onto the podium. Representing Spain, please welcome Eloy Gonzalez! Finishing in a fabulous P3 after 18 laps of racing. And again, now representing the United Kingdom, 2nd place for the Crop Promotion team. Please welcome Gabriel Still. And finally, for the Czech Republic, a huge round of applause, please, for your #1 winner for the IAME Guide Games in Senior X30 in 2022, Eliska Babičková. And team boss or team manager or whatever he is this weekend for the Tepps Racing team, Danny Curl. We now listen to the national anthem of the Czech Republic. Again, a huge congratulations then to our top 3 in Senior X30 trophies. So trophies will be presented. The #3 trophy to, of course, Eloy Gonzalez, finishing in P3, represented by Spain. The #2 trophy to, of course, Gabriel Stilp. Again, Roland shaking the hand there for the British driver, finishing an incredibly close P2. And then finally, the #1 trophy to the Tepps Racing team driver, Eliska Babičková, who is our 2022 IAME iGames champion. And of course, the team trophy going to the Tepps Racing team, Danny Curl accepting the trophy. Photo time as well, so if we get all 3 up on the top spot there, please, Danny, come on, get yourself in. Get yourself in there. Trophies up in the air. Huh? You can go up there if you want. Trophies up in the air. Cameras are in the middle of the paddock there, so nice beats of smiles. Trophies up, trophies up. There we go, thank you. Lovely stuff. We get the champagne bottles out now, and behave yourselves with this. Wait for it, wait for it. Okay, go for it, who cares? Don't bring it over here. Brilliant stuff. We'll come and have a chat with Eliska. Eliska, come on down. I can't get up there. Eliska, brilliant day. Up and down moments as well. The team's done a fantastic job. And what a last race that was. Can you talk us through it a little bit?
Yeah, so in the beginning, I stayed in 6th position, and Gabe's managed to pull away from everyone a little bit, so I got a bit stressed out there, but yeah, in the end I think everyone dropped off a little bit because we scrubbed in the tires in the warm-up. We had a bit of an advantage, so yeah, I think that helped us, and it was just really great.
No, a brilliant result, and of course you win the entry into the Miami Winter Cup in Valencia next year. Are we looking forward to that?
I don't really know what my plans are for next year yet, so yeah, we'll see about that. But it's a great prize for sure.
Well, brilliant stuff. Congratulations to Eliska Babičková and the rest of the Senior X30 grid. Another round of applause, please. And again, congratulations to the Senior X30 podium.